last night I stayed up, Chris, as I'm dragging a little bit today, just by the way, just to let everybody know. And it's already 3 o'clock, so this is like second nap time for a lot of folks. The dragging to the fact that I was up early this morning because the NBA draft lasted until 12:45, 12:50, in hopes of seeing some local boys get picked late in the second round. We'll get into that. They did not, unfortunately, but they did find some homes. But as predicted, the Duke boys, are we okay to say that, right? The Duke boys?
I guess you could call them that, the Duke boys, yeah.
Right? The Duke's a hazard. I just didn't want to go too far down the road. So the Duke boys, Dereck Lively the second, and Dariq Whitehead both go in the first round. Mr. Lively the second was the first one off the board at number 12, and he is off to Dallas due to a trade with Oklahoma City. And he and his mother got to talk about, yay, we're going to the association.
I'm a pro. It's crazy. I'm just so happy to be here. It's a dream just getting started. I'm so excited.
Now, you guys' story has been well documented. You navigated loss, you navigated health challenges, but you're here. And what I love about you both, Kathy, is that you have such a championship energy about you. You made it. How are you feeling as you watch your son realize his dream?
I'm so emotional. I don't know what I should do right now. I'm so proud of everything that he's been through, and to persevere through everything and work hard and know what he wants to do. I mean, I'm honored to be his mother and just so proud of everything that he's been through. It's amazing.
Dereck, congratulations. It's such a tremendous night. You look fantastic.
Really appreciate that.
Not Grady Dick fantastic, though, right? But fantastic.
Grady Dick's his outfit was number one last night. That was my favorite outfit last night. But Paul, I just wanted to say I'm very happy for Dereck Lively. If you look at the work that he's put in from his senior year in high school, he was more of a pick and pop type of guy. He was going to set the pick, but he was going to pop out so he could take the long range shot, the long range jumper. He completely changed his game at Duke because that's what John Shire needed him to do. He needed him to be more of a pick and roll type of guy so he could get to the basket and to be that guy to patrol the paint. You didn't see him as being that type of guy coming out of high school the way he played at Duke. Now, his stats weren't very eye-popping, but it's not what he wasn't needed to score. He was mostly needed to rebound, block shots, kind of patrol the paint, that type of thing. He does have a little bit of a three-point shot, so it'll be very interesting to see how he can use this new part of his game to pick and roll with Luka Doncic, maybe even some pick and pop with him so he can use his three-point shot in the NBA.
Dude, Luka, I mean, seriously, just run end to end, be the first guy at the rim on both ends, and that's what Luka needs. He needs that kind of help.
Yes.
I mean, that's the kind of help that the Mavericks need. So a great land for him. Whitehead landing with the Brooklyn Nets as kind of unsurprisingly, based on all the links that every pundit and every scout was trying to draw and put him there, the surgeon who worked on the feed, and just the fact that Brooklyn had back-to-back picks, it was like if it wasn't going to happen there, it wasn't going to happen, and it just happened to line up that way. So that was positive. Again, the Duke boys going in the first round. Now, a little more closer to home, Chris Lee, the Hornets go with Brandon Miller of Alabama over Scoot Henderson. I'm all for this, although I'm told Hugo the Hornet is not. ESPN's Corey Alexander says Miller could be the Hornets' leading scorer very quickly.
You can play Brandon Miller in a number of spots. Remember, you could possibly have Miles Bridges back into your roster this season. So now you're thinking about LaMelo Ball at the point. You can play Brandon Miller as your shooting guard, Miles Bridges and P.J. Washington. That four across the board, you've got long talent that can switch defensively, and that's a very good offensive unit. Considering who you throw in there at the center position, can they defend the rim? Brandon Miller's that good to where he can be your secondary playmaker alongside LaMelo Ball, but also he could end up being their leading scorer early in his career.
Chris, this is the point of the show where you and I are supposed to talk over each other. Because I like this pick. I do.
The more that I slept on it and think about it and things like that, it's not, I mean, either way, like, it's not a bad pick if you're choosing between one of the three best players that are projected to go in the draft. That wasn't a bad position for the Hornets to be in. I did want the Hornets to go after Scoot Henderson. The reason why I felt so is because at this part of the draft, you definitely have to go with best available. Scoot, to me, was the best available at the time. He's played in the NBA G League for the last 2 years. He basically knows what it's like to be a professional. And I felt like Brandon Miller, of course, is going to be a fine NBA player. Nothing against him. I thought just this upcoming year for a team that hasn't really won in a while, hasn't been to the playoffs since 2016, Scoot Henderson probably gave you the best chance to add in wins this year, this upcoming season, and not just projecting over what he could potentially be over the next 3 years.
Well, I saw this playbook run its course in Portland when Portland drafted C.J. McCollum to run alongside Damian Lillard, and now they pretty much have the same scenario there again with Dame Lillard if he decides to stay, or if they don't deal him with Scoot going in there. They ran it with this great backcourt, but it never got him over the hump because the complementary players couldn't do the things that they needed to be as complementary players to get them over that hump. And so that's why I was big on Miller. Miller's got good vision. He's long and lean. He's young. He's going to grow into that body quite a bit. And defending guys in the Eastern Conference comes a lot more with, again, height. I'm not saying you can't teach height, and height is, that's just kind of the lazy man's way to go about it. I see a lot of special things in Miller at this point in his life and this point in his basketball career that made him just a better fit. But again, Hugo the Hornet didn't think so. Some people booed it. I get it. Everyone's entitled to that.
You make a really good point because, again, height, I don't think that's a lazy thing because you just can't take anything away from the fact that he's 6'9" and he can shoot it, right? Like, when you find that type of guy, you need to have that type of guy. But I guess, I felt a certain type of way yesterday. I don't feel like the Hornets set themselves back years or anything picking Brandon Miller. They'll be fine with Brandon Miller for sure.
But you won't be the first one lining up to buy his jersey, will you?
Probably not. Okay, I need to get a LaMelo Ball jersey before him.
Okay, fair enough.